It's January, it's a happy new year, you're motivated, you're looking for change, and suddenly you decide that you want to get into cloud computing. Then you start Googling about it, let's say you open LinkedIn, and within 10 minutes you're convinced that you need 17 certifications, Kubernetes, Terraform, Python, and 10 years of experience. Relax, it's not that bad, you're not late, you're not behind, and you definitely don't need to start where you think you do. So let's talk in this video about where people actually start in cloud computing. Welcome back to The Architectress, where we make cloud computing a little more human, a little less intimidating, and occasionally sarcastic. In this video, I would like to discuss one common topic that I see people jump into at the start of every year while they are still in their new year, new me era, as they consider to maybe change their career or find a new job, things like that. And you might be thinking, I want to get into cloud computing, but I have no idea where to start. Instead of giving you one generic roadmap, I'm going to break this down by where you are in terms of your work experience, skills, and interests, because that matters really more than which certification you take first. There is no single path into cloud computing, and the biggest mistake that people make is trying to jump into this final form of a cloud career instead of choosing a smart entry point. So I will focus on 3 types of people that this video is probably most useful for. First, the graduates or career switchers. You probably have little to no experience. Second, associate or junior specialist. You probably have 1 or 2 years of experience, either in another tech role or generally in tech industry, but maybe you're not too familiar with cloud as such. Or even a specialist, like somebody with 3 to 5 years experience in IT, another tech role, potentially DevOps or development type of role. It's likely that you're already experienced and you know the world of technology, but maybe you never worked in cloud computing. And if you're a senior specialist or already have like 15 years of experience in tech and still don't know where to start, I'm very sorry, but this video may cause some emotional damage. Okay, let's first start from the graduates and career starters. You're probably fresh out of university, college, or you're switching careers. Maybe you've been doing something else. Maybe you understand some of the tech concepts already, but you don't exactly know much about cloud computing. So this is actually a great position to be in because no one expects you to know everything. Some good entry point roles in this example could be cloud support, technical or semi-technical, junior operations or platform roles, also customer support in cloud companies, for example. And also different associate level internal roles. I think that everyone at some point of their career should work in some sort of customer facing role or position, or generally working in customer service or something like that, because it just teaches you to appreciate the work that customer service people are doing, or generally people that work with customers. In technical companies, or generally in companies that work with the cloud computing, support roles are usually about the exposure to future opportunities. They actually give you the opportunity to learn on the job, to learn how the systems actually work, how they break, how to troubleshoot them, how they work in production, how customers approach their systems, what they do well, what they don't do well. This is a very good, as I said, entry point where you learn way more than you probably would in a lot of other roles. You learn how systems break, how customers think, and how real cloud environments actually behave. And this is exactly how I started in cloud computing. I didn't really understand cloud deeply, and I learned on the job. It took me some time to get my head, my mindset around it, because I came from a kind of more traditional, tech environment, and I worked in companies and places where physical hardware was a little bit more easier to understand for me. So when I started working in cloud, I was like, wow, why aren't we funding this? Now, let's talk about people that already have some experience. Let's say maybe you have 1 or 2 years of experience, you're an associate or a junior, you're working in a tech role or a tech company, not even necessarily a tech role. Let's say you understand technology as such and you're curious. Maybe you're doing things like DevOps or development, maybe you're a sysadmin, just working in internal IT, you work with the data, but not exactly with cloud as such. The good thing is that you already understand production systems, you understand the pressure and responsibility that comes with it. You just need to get some exposure and experience related to cloud. So some examples of good roles that might be suitable for you would be still cloud support, maybe higher tier in this case, because let's say you already have some knowledge and experience. Could be customer success manager type of roles, project or program management, either working on cloud projects or in cloud companies. Could be sales operations, technical operations, data analysis, reporting or research type of roles, either working with internal or external customers. The reality check here is that you don't need to know everything about cloud to work in cloud. You just need to understand how work gets done. And then let's say if you have about 3, 5, 6 years of experience, maybe you already work in tech, you're quite familiar with the tech world overall, you're good at what you do, but you're not just in cloud yet and you don't exactly know where to start. A good types of roles for this could be junior or associate solution architects or technical account manager type of roles. The reasons those roles exist, especially the more junior positions, is that you will be expected to kind of connect the dots between technology and business. You might be working on a business side of things right now. Maybe you're in business development, account management, and you're very tech curious and you would like to skill up in technology. So either you can take certification or you can learn on the job if you are able to pass the interview, depending on the company and on the position. Or you might be actually deeply technical right now and have the technical background and experience, but maybe you don't understand the business side of things. Then these types of roles will give you the right push to connect those dots between business and technology and to learn and grow and develop your skills even further. So as an example of the associate solution architect type of position, in this case you wouldn't need to be an enterprise wizard. You would just need to be curious. You need to be able to listen well and ask the right questions and ask why many times. On the topic of solution architecture, when I transitioned toward the architecture related role, my immediate instinct was to immediately fix things, solve problems for customers, provide answers straight away like a support engineer would do. I like to troubleshoot and provide answers. But the thing is that architects don't jump to solutions immediately. They sit with the problem first, they ask uncomfortable questions, and honestly, that took me time to learn and adjust in terms of how do I approach working as a solution architect compared to, let's say, a support engineer. In short, if I had to summarize it, if you were to get into cloud computing and didn't know where to start, there are also a few more examples of roles that sometimes are underestimated, but they shouldn't. Let's say sales operations, I think I mentioned that before, FinOps, cloud cost and analytics type of roles, research and reporting, or even internal tooling teams, project or program management. Either you might be working in a technical company, in a cloud company, or in a company that just works on cloud projects. Either way, these roles just give you time to learn cloud without really being on fire. The most important thing is you need to stop focusing on what you don't have and start with what am I already good at, where can I apply my knowledge, skills and experience and my curiosity inside cloud, and where will I learn fastest on the job. Cloud careers are really built sideways, not vertically. So when you're looking for a job and you are curious to explore different cloud-related roles and job descriptions in particular, I would suggest you can use LinkedIn Jobs or you can use Indeed. Those are pretty good for cloud-related roles. So when you look at the job description, remember that they are more like wish lists and not exactly commandments. You don't have to fulfill all 100% of requirements. Always learn how to distinguish between nice to have versus required. Also learn to read the years of experience requirements and specifically how it's phrased and what is the actual day-to-day job or what will be required from you in terms of your responsibilities. Maybe you're already doing this job, maybe you already fit the functional requirements, you just need to catch up with some of the skills and knowledge. But again, as I said, don't focus on what you don't have, focus on what you actually have and can bring to the role. And one more thing, salary or reality check around salaries. Yes, cloud roles can pay very well, but no, not every roles will. Your first cloud job will often be more like an investment and not exactly the jackpot. Well, unless you're like super senior principal, global enterprise subject matter expert. But what you will definitely get out of your first cloud job is the time that will allow you to learn, the resources and the experience, and also exposure to future opportunities. If you remember one thing from this video, remember this: you don't need to break into cloud, you need to enter it intelligently. There is space for beginners, there is space for career switchers, there's space obviously for experienced subject matter experts, there's space for everyone here. And especially for people who don't want to code all day, it's not all about coding. What's important to understand is that working in cloud computing is not about knowing everything, all the services. It's more about learning continuously and especially without panicking. If you found this video interesting, like and subscribe, and if you're not sure which role fits you best, tell me in the comments, and I hope to see you in the next one.